Daily success, daily success. Plan the week ahead, be excellent. Make money moves, achieve your goals. Transform your life, one routine at a time. Daily success, daily success. Go and get yours. You better go get yours.
Welcome to the Daily Success Show, the podcast dedicated to inspiring you to achieve your goals, keep a consistent schedule, and live your dream life. And I'm your host, Jamila Payne. Do you feel like it's tough to put your ideas into action? Like you know what you want to accomplish, but you're not sure how to get there. In our inaugural episode, I'm going to walk you through the 5-step daily success process for achieving your goals. Whenever you feel stuck, this is a foolproof way to begin to take action, even if you think you don't know what to do next. Several years ago, prior to Daily Success Routine, I started and launched a women's apparel business. I was selling independent designers online and through special events. Now, when I started out with this business, I had no idea where to begin. The first thing that I did was write a business plan. And then that helped me to decide that I didn't want to open a physical retail store, but that I was going to be an e-commerce business. I mean, at the time, this whole online boutique thing was completely new. So I was having this opportunity to be an early pioneer in e-commerce. So I started building the business and I figured out that, okay, I needed to have my website built. And I didn't know how to build a website at the time. So I asked a friend who I went to college with if they knew anyone that could help me to build a site. And so after asking around, I ended up finding someone who was dating a woman who was actually a web developer. So she agreed to build the first demo of my website, which then I needed to figure out for somebody to code the site, right? So she just created the graphic layouts for what the site would look like. So then I started asking around for other people who knew anyone that could create an HTML site. And a guy who I was friends with was building sites for The Roots, a Philadelphia based band. And so he gave me the name of a company that was based in Florida that could actually put the structure behind the site and give me a whole like e-commerce framework. Oh my gosh. Like at this time, there was no cool stuff like Shopify that made all of this process very simple. The point is, I had no idea what I was doing. But as I began working with that web development company, they taught me a whole lot of other pieces that I needed to have in place for my site, like a SSL certificate and how I would set up the credit card processing and all this stuff that I had no knowledge of. But as I took action more and more to get me to this bigger dream and goal of starting my own online business began to unfold. Every day I went to work on the business, and on a weekly basis, I would monitor my success and progress. And so you might be in a place right now where you feel like you don't have all the answers, but trust me, they are inside of you. And I'm going to give you the steps to get there. Now, these steps that I'm going to share today can be used anytime that you're trying to put your ideas into action or goal for a goal that you want. It doesn't matter if you've already started and gotten to a place where you're stuck, or if you're just on the brink of the idea and not sure where to begin. All right, so let's jump into step 1, which is vision. Get clear on the vision. Your vision is really the viewable story of what you want to create. Personally, I like creating a vision journal where I cut and paste inspirational pictures into a book. I can add mind maps, notes, or anything that inspires the idea. Without the vision, the thing that you want to create feels really big, like the distance from where you are in the process to where you want to be in terms of bringing it to life is like has a huge gap. It's too long, and so it can feel impossible. I remember several years ago working with a client who wanted to start her own retail business. But as she thought about this thrift store that she wanted to start, the idea felt really, really big. Meaning, as she thought about what she would need in terms of financial capital to be able to create her own store and fill it with inventory, get the fixtures, hire the staff, she felt like this was an impossible dream that she was going to be a long time before she was able to put together the capital for. As she started putting together the vision, she saw another way, another process for being able to make her goal happen a lot faster. And that's why setting up the vision is really, really important. Okay, step 2 is all about goal setting. And when I speak about goals, I'm talking about moving from a very big outcome goal to a project-based goal. Let me give you an example. An outcome goal might be feeling happy or energized, where a project-based goal might be letting go of 10 pounds. An outcome goal might be starting a business, where a project would be getting your first 5 clients. An outcome goal might be saying that you want to do work you love, whereas a project might say you're going to get hired at a new company in the tech industry. Can you see the difference? Projects are really, really specific in a way that it allows you to be able to easily brainstorm what to do next. That's something that a bigger outcome goal doesn't allow you to do. Now, on a future episode of the Daily Success Show, we'll dive into how to create project versus outcome goals. This is an important piece for being able to bring your goal to life. But for now, the important thing to remember is that outcomes speak to a bigger future result you desire, where projects are the action steps to get you to that result. Okay, step 3 is all about project planning and piloting. Project planning is basically creating this idea storm of all of the small tasks that need to get done to finish your project. So you're writing down every single thing that you can imagine that might need to happen to, going back to the example that I mentioned of creating my website, I could brainstorm that, okay, I need to find a designer, create the look and feel of the site, eventually get inventory, set up a payment processor. Like, these are kind of the little common sense things that even if you've never done what you want to accomplish before, that when you create a project, they will naturally start to come to you. You want to take that idea storm of all of the many tasks and plug it into your calendar so that you decide exactly when it will get done and then start taking action towards those tasks. You don't want to be one of those people that spends days, weeks planning out projects, and because you put so much time and effort into planning, you get this false sense of accomplishment as if you've actually done something, when the reality is you can't just get stuck in the planning. It's really about piloting the goal by taking action towards what you want to accomplish. That project should really take you 3 months or less. 90 days. Yes, just 90 days. So if it takes you more than 90 days, then you probably haven't broken it down into an appropriate project. Now, I know you might be worried about, well, am I taking the right action? Am I doing the right steps? But the thing is, you'll only know if you're taking the correct action once you start, because the path will begin to unfold. Remember how I said, as I identified the graphic designer who would create the site, she told me all about how to find the right coder who could then make that visual creation of the site real. And then after I found the company who could do the entire back end of the site, they told me about all of the other technical pieces that would need to happen in order to bring the site to life. So remember that the plan reveals yourself as it goes along. I mean, think about any good movie that you've seen, like those great like adventure shows like Harry Potter, or I love the book where people go on, what is that book called? I can't think of it now, but there's a really great book. I'll share it in the show notes. It's one of my favorites. Why can't I think of it? Anyway, in the book, the author goes on this quest in his life where he needs to conquer some journey to really discover himself. But in any book where there's a great journey, you never hear of the person saying they're going to just wait until they figure out all of the steps that need to happen before they go on the journey. Like they just go on the journey and the process begins to unfold. And that's exactly how it will happen as you begin to put your ideas into action. You can't sit there until the process reveals itself. It will only begin to reveal itself as you start moving along. All right, step 4 is all about designing daily routines. Now, your daily routine should be a practice that you put in place for executing your project. Let's say if your goal was something like letting go of some weight, then a routine could be going to the gym every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If your project-based goal was getting your first 5 clients, then a routine could be reaching out to 3 prospects by making calls on a daily basis. Let's say that you wanted to change positions and find work that you love. Well, your routine might be sending out 3 resumes a day. Can you see how powerful it is when you actually link the thing that you want to accomplish to a daily routine? It puts your goal on autopilot so it becomes like fail-proof. There's no way that you won't do it. Okay, step number 5 is all about weekly reflection. This is finding time in your week to look back on what's working, track the metrics, and be able to figure out where you need to make adjustments. So I was recently speaking with one of our Achievers Club members at Daily Success Routine, and she was telling me that she had a goal of getting 5 new clients on a weekly basis. We talked about setting up metrics that would allow for her to do a weekly check-in to see if she was on the right track towards those goals. Let me explain a little bit more about what that means. So we figured out a little money math of, okay, if she wants to get 5 new clients every week, there's a certain number of calls that she needs to make. Maybe that's 50 calls. And of those 50 calls, she needed to get at least 15 appointments. And then of those 15 appointments, she needed to get to 5 clients closed. It's important to take a look at it every week to say, okay, did I meet my 50 leads? Did I actually make the 15 calls? Did I really result in the 5 clients? When you are using some time every week to reflect on your metrics, but also your successes and lessons learned, it really helps you to make the necessary adjustments so that you can actually get to your goals. I know sometimes that you can work on something and feel like you're just not seeing the progress fast enough. But if you're reflecting on your goals and what you did every single week to get closer to them, trust me, you'll begin to understand where are the loopholes that you need to close in order to be able to get a better result. A quick example in the story I just shared about the Achievers Club member, let's say that if she was not actually closing 5 clients, but she found out that she was getting the 50 leads that she needed and making 15 calls to people, well, it probably means that she needs to improve her close versus giving up and feeling like the whole process doesn't work. Then she can see what happens after she corrects her close. But if she's not closing 5 people, or if she has a great close and she's still not getting to 5 people, then it might be that she didn't actually make the 15 calls. Maybe she only made 7, and so she only closed 2 people. So can you see how this works? I know that this is a business example, but it really applies to any type of goal that you want to accomplish. When you are reflecting on it every week, you can be sure to identify where the loops are so that you can fix them and follow through in your goal until successful completion. There you have it, the 5 steps to put your ideas into action and achieve any goal. So let me share those with you again. Step 1 is creating a vision. Step 2 is all about goal setting. Step 3 is project planning and piloting, because you have to take action and planning alone is not enough. Step 4 is to design a routine that ensures that you put the goal in autopilot and take action towards it every day. And then step 5 is all about weekly reflection. So what will you do to make sure that you are tracking your successes, lessons learned, and making adjustments so that you can achieve your goals? So I would love to hear from you. What project will you be working on for the first quarter of 2019? You can go to shows.dailysuccessroutine.com and leave your comment there. And that's also where you'll find an action guide for this episode, which is a 90-day project plan, which will help you discover your outcome, break it down into many projects, put all of your action steps so that you can begin on what that goal is for you. And if you found anything in this episode helpful, then give us a rating and review where you downloaded this podcast, and your feedback is always welcome. This week we got a great listener question that I wanted to answer from Lacey, and Lacey says, I started a business 5 months ago offering digital marketing and design services to grow businesses. I'm doing a great job with my clients. However, I noticed I'm not making time to market my own business. How should I change this? Oh, this is so good, Lacey. So firstly, just congrats on starting the business 5 months ago and being able to deliver for your clients in such a short period of time. My suggestion here in terms of making time to market your own business is twofold. First, what I would say is, as business owners, we wear a lot of hats in our companies, especially in the early phases. And so what you want to do is set up what I like to call focus days. Focus days are certain days of the week that you're going to set aside a specific block of time to work on different aspects of your business. So let's say, for example, Mondays might be for marketing outreach. So maybe you are creating, articles or press releases or pitching the media. You're writing up these things on Mondays. Or if video is the way that you market your business, then maybe that's something that you're doing. Let's say on Tuesdays, you might do financials, or Wednesdays, you might do account receivables. So I think focus days is a really helpful strategy to make sure that you're hitting all of the different aspects of your business. Now, it doesn't mean that you're spending all day on that activity, but that you at least have a hour or 2 hour block set aside for that. Now, when it comes to marketing your business, this is honestly the most important work that you can be doing next to getting results for your clients. Therefore, you might need more than one day to focus on that. But more importantly, what you need is a marketing system or process. So what is the process that you're setting up in your business so that marketing it is a repeated thing that's happening and not a one-off thing? So let me give you an example of how this might work. I'm trying to think of a quick example. Okay, let's think about a really simple example. If you go to the mall in the food court, oftentimes you will see certain places that are demoing their food. They're handing out little tasters of their food. This is a part of their marketing process. They're doing it pretty much every day, and in particular when there's no customers, because it's something that reels people in. Some people are conducting workshops. Like I remember, for example, an organization that I used to work with, they would have me to do information sessions that would encourage people to come learn about their program and then make a decision as to whether or not they were going to join. So you need to figure out what is the repeatable process that's happening for your marketing so that it's not a one-off thing. Because even if now you have a few clients or a good number of clients, those client projects at some point may come to an end, right? Like they might be a 3-month contract or a 6-month contract, or sometimes people's business priorities change. And so what I don't want is for you to be in a place where things are going good and then all of a sudden a couple clients have new business priorities and they're not able to work with you, nothing to do with anything that you did, but their business priorities change. So it's important that you set up this system for your business. And I wouldn't try to put like 5 different systems in play. Get one system together that works, meaning that you are able to share what you do with your clients in a way that's helpful for them to make a decision about whether or not they'll work with you. You will make an offer for them to work with you, and then they can make a decision, yes or no. So you want to set up a system, a marketing system that allows you to do that, and then keep running that system on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, like however long makes sense for your business, but you need that system in place. All right, Lacey, I hope that was helpful. What a really great question. And feel free, if you have a follow-up or any other questions that you would like to ask, don't hesitate. Hope you have a great holiday and looking forward to chatting with you more inside of the Success Squad. If you have a question, I would love to answer it for you. You can go to shows.dailysuccessroutine.com and look for this episode on set goals to create the life you want. Post below in the comments your listener question, and we'll get it featured on a future episode. If you love today's podcast, then I want to encourage you to leave us a rating or review on iTunes, SoundCloud, or wherever you downloaded the episode. Now, remember, daily routines ensure your success. So honor self-commitments, choose momentum over motivation, and do one thing today to act on your ambition. I look forward to talking with you on the next episode. I'll see you then. Hey, did you like this episode and looking for more great insights just like this? Then you might want to check out our free workshop coming up on starting the year strong, the first 100 days. You can go to bit.ly/DSR start strong. That's DSR like daily success routine. Start strong, all one word, and RSVP for the free workshop. That's bit.ly/DSR start strong and RSVP today.
Daily success, daily success. And the week ahead, be excellent. Make money moves, achieve your goals. Transform your life, one routine at a time. Daily success, daily success. Go and get yours. You better go get yours. Daily success, daily success, daily success. You better go get yours. Daily success, daily success, daily success, daily success.